What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrared. Welcome to the Scout Reports. Today I bring you an anime review of Bungou Stray Dogs, Episode 8. Again, another very solid episode, as today we get introduced to another armed detective agency member by the name of Akiko Yosano, who is the resident doctor of the team. We also get possibly a new member of the agency by the end of the episode as well. As today's episode, it was just really fun. We got to learn a little bit more about our characters, who is a savage. I can tell you right now that Akiko is my third favorite character in the series. The first being Rampo, the second being Kunakina. But she can easily edge him out, especially after this episode. It's just I like Kunakina as a character overall. So right now he's still holding on to that second spot. And again, with the first one being Rampo. So another solid episode. And without further ado, let's get down to the breakdown of this one. So our episode starts off with a little girl in the middle of the city dressed in a kimono, as the people going by comment that she's been there for quite a while, as it seems like she was waiting on someone as she sees Daizai walking along the road. She walks up to Daizai with a cell phone that's ringing and tells him that the phone is for him, and once he grabs the phone, we see a purple aura come out as our scene cuts away, which I'm calling bullshit on, because Daizai is too smart to get set up this way, even if it is a little girl. And even if this was some type of ability, his ability no longer human should have been able to nullify it. So without being that further ado, we find out that Daizai has been captured. As we get back to the agency and this news gets out, they're kind of not worried about him, as they say the same thing that I did, that Daizai is more than capable of taking care of himself, and if anything ever happened to him, it's probably on his own fruition. But at the same time, they want to find out what happened to him as well. Of course, that's going to get cut short as Zaki comes in, fully healed from his wounds, but he's still a little bit shaken about what went on with him, as he says he's finally left treatment with Dr. Yosano. However, he warns Asushi that he shouldn't get hurt because he wouldn't be ready for the type of pain that he's in. We also get a brief little stint from my boy Rampo, as he says that Asushi needs to learn when he's in danger, as he only has about 10 seconds before shit hits the fan for him. In that amount of time, we are introduced to Akiko, and she comes in saying that she needs to go on a shopping trip, and she's actually disappointed that there's nobody around for her to take care of. So as Sushi's looking around, he noticed that everybody got ghost on his ass when she arrived, and by default, she is going to be the one that goes with him in order to do her shopping trip. And then we're taking on to where we take place for the rest of the episode, mostly, as they're in the shopping district. And she's going around doing shopping. Sushi's holding her stuff, asking if she's done yet, because he just has stacks and stacks of stuff on him. While he's carrying that, he is startled by the appearance of that same girl we saw earlier in the episode with the kimono. It's like he felt some type of connection to her when she went past him, and he bumps into a man and knocks down the man and all of his stuff. And he's very apologetic, but this guy's a jackass. You know, he's berating him, he's called him stupid and everything. And Akiko even comes over to try to apologize, and he slaps her hand out the way, saying, you know, get out of here. What are you, a commoner? Are you like a salesperson, like a waitress? What are you? You look like you're pretty lowly. You may even kind of pretty. You may even be a lady of the night. And that was a bad idea, as she looks up and gives him the biggest rape face I have seen in I don't know how long. As she starts to laugh and says, you know, you only need one arm to live, right? So she grabs this guy by the arm. We hear a crack, and then all of a sudden the scene cuts away, giving us the name of this episode. And I'm pretty sure this guy got wrecked, as we're now on a train with Akiko and Asushi. And we found out more about her ability. It's a little bit later on, but I'm going to go ahead and cover it now. You see, Dr. Yosano, her ability is called Thou Shall Not Die. And what this ability allows her to do is heal anyone from a fatal wound. She can even use this ability on herself. It's a double-edged sword, because again, it can heal anybody, even herself, but they have to be almost at the point of death, which explains why Zaki was so afraid of her, as we found out that he had to go through death almost 4 times, or close to death almost 4 times, in order for her to heal the wounds that he sustained going against Akutagawa. And she gets off on this too. She loves healing people, and she loves taking them to the brink of death in order to do it, because that's the only way that she can do her powers fully. While we're on this train, we get someone over the intercom that pretty much bombs the train. And on the intercom, he says that more people will either be hurt or, even worse, more people will die unless Atsushi turns himself in. As we find out, this man is a member of the Port Mafia, still trying to collect that bounty that he has out on him. Now, I don't remember the name of our nemesis this week. I'm just going to call him the Lemon Bomber. And before this happened, is one thing that I forgot to mention, is that Dr. Yosano, she's very interested. At the same time, she's not interested in Atsushi, because she mentions that even though she loves to heal people from fatal wounds, she would have liked to be able to heal his leg. However, she wasn't able to, because his were-tiger ability healed him almost instantly, so she didn't get her chance to do that. Back to what's going on with the bomber. Akiko basically says, it's 3 options that we can do here. 1, we can run away. 2, we can go fight this dude. Or 3, you know what, I forgot what the 3rd option was. But pretty much, I'm sorry about that. But it was pretty much fight this guy or run away. And they're going to go split up and take each one of them on. She's going to go to one side of the train where she's going to face down this Lemon Bomber dude. And on the other side of the train is where Atsushi runs into that girl once again. As we find out, she has an ability called Death Snow. And what it is, it's kind of like a persona or like a stand from JoJo, where it makes his spirit come over from that cell phone. And his spirit is like a samurai, and it can slash and send out multiple slashes, similar to Simbo and Sakura that's from Bleach with Byakuya. It sends like a whole bunch of phantom blades out, and she's wrecking this guy at first. Meanwhile, we get back over to Akiko, and she's going against the Lemon Bomber guy, who gets to drop on her, or at least it seems like it. But remember her ability, as he blows up the train cart that she's on, and he gives her a whole bunch of fatal wounds. However, because her being almost at the brink of death can cause her to heal herself completely, she was able to use that to be kind of like a possum play until he got close. And then she takes him out with no problem at all, as we learn a little bit more about her morals as well. You know, she says that as a doctor, life slips through a doctor's hands or their fingers many times, and she hates to see that happen. And her look on life is that the closer someone is to death and she can't save them, she kind of sees that as a failure, so she never wants to see anybody die in her own twisted way. However, at the same time, she loves to inflict that pain on people, as she pulls out from her bag this big ass Guts from Berserk Buster type sword and straight up slashes the Lemon Bomber after she wrecks him, because he's so shocked that she was able to heal himself. And she's able to get information out of him about the bigger bomb that's on the train. Meanwhile, back with Atsushi, even though he's losing to the girl right now whose name is Kyoko, he gets the resolve to fight back, as he is able to also shake off what Akutagawa said to him by he will bring dark karma to anybody that he's around. It's just the nature of him. He was able to shake that off, and he sees that the people on the train are being hurt, and that if he doesn't do anything about it, he's going to let all these people down. However, if he can save them, then he feels that he would have the right to live as well. While she's holding the phone, she actually gets a call from Akutagawa telling her to protect that bomb at any cost, no matter what it is, even her life, as he pretty much uses her as trash. We find out that she is in the Port Mafia. She was taken in by the Port Mafia, and she's killed about 35 people in her life. She actually feels remorse for this. However, she doesn't have any care for herself, as she actually wants to die. You know, she feels bad about the things she's done. That's a little bit later, as we'll get into what's going on with that. Atsushi was able to overcome again, you know, the mental barriers that was over him, and he gets to resolve to fight her back. Going into Were-Tiger, as he was able to take her out. But before he does so, he notices that she had the bomb strapped onto her chest. We also find out that that cell phone, even though it's her ability, is mainly controlled by the person over the phone, so she has no control over it. It seems that Akutagawa is the one that has control over it. Even though Atsushi was able to grab the detonator and stop it, he still set off the bomb, but she pushes him out the way, and then she throws herself off the train as well. As again I said, she felt a lot of remorse for the things that she did, but she doesn't want to kill anybody anymore. She was just going to take herself off of the train and then just blow herself up. However, Atsushi jumps in, he turns to Were-Tiger briefly and grabs her, and he throws the bomb up into the air, causing the bomb to detonate. And when that happened, he will say the day is saved, the train is saved, and I assume they're going to take her in and make her the next D agency member according to the preview that we see next week. Something else that I really need to point out with Akiko as well is I really like the quote that she says about herself and what she lives by. She says she will kill anybody that does not value life, and she is a savage. I really like her. She's probably best girl of the season right now. I really like her besides Momo from Boku no Hero, but she's a really good character. I really enjoyed that, and I'm pretty sure if any type of death-defying or almost death-type injuries that they would have had, she was able to heal. As we go into next week, we see next week's episode in the preview. But before we cut from the preview, we find out that Daizai was indeed captured, but he was captured by Akutagawa, and that ends our episode on a massive cliffhanger. But again, I'm not worried about Daizai. I'm more hyped about seeing next week and see if we're gonna finally get to see him throw some hands, as we know he probably can do something with his reputation. So that was the episode in a nutshell. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as I bring you more content almost daily at this point. And even though the spring season is coming to a close, I expect a very exciting summer as well. And once we start to get some release dates, stay tuned to be on the lookout, as I'll be bringing you guys what I'm going to review for summer of 2016 soon. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thank you guys for stopping by. It's your boy Infrared signing out. See you soon.